Albania is the third poorest country in Europe and can also come up in discussions about corruption. However, recently it has managed to come to the forefront in a different way. In recent weeks, the country's Prime Minister, Rama, drew international attention with his statement at the United Nations General Assembly. Rama is in the heart of Tirana, capital of Albania. The Bektashi Order announced that it wants to establish a new sovereign state called the Bektashi State. Yes, although Europe is known for its small states such as Liechtenstein, Luxembourg, San Marino, and Andorra, these states actually have a centuries-old history. They have also preserved their independence until now. Nowadays, the idea of establishing a new state is quite unusual. However, Albania might be able to turn this idea into reality in the near future. As someone who visited Albania a few months ago, I made a video discussing the possibilities of uniting with Kosovo and also highlighted the Bektashis living in the country. But the possibility of establishing a Bektashi state in these lands had never even crossed my mind. So, can such a thing really be done? Why is the Albanian government planning to establish an independent state for this order? I will try to answer all these questions. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel, as there are only 200 people left until we reach 100,000 subscribers. The news of a new state being established in Albania was reflected in the European press as the Vatican of Muslims. The news continued by stating that this country would become the spiritual center of the Bektashi Order as a completely independent and sovereign state. If such a thing were to happen, the Vatican, which is the smallest country in the world, would have to relinquish that title. But before that, let's take a closer look. The religious structure of Albania. Muslims make up about 60% of the population in the country. However, Muslims are also divided within themselves. About 5% to 8% of this population is made up of Bektashis. So I can say that Bektashism is widespread in Albania. They are generally concentrated in the southern part of the country. One of the main reasons for the spread of Bektashism in this country is the Janissaries who lived here during the Ottoman period. Because the Bektashi Order was quite widespread among the Janissaries, the military class of the Ottoman Empire, Bektashism persisted. The 1826 Janissary closure weakened it. Despite Balkan independence, Bektashism survived. The closure of the Janissary Corps by Mahmud reduced the influence of the Bektashi Order in the Ottoman Empire. On the other hand, with the countries in the Balkan region gaining independence from the Ottoman Empire, Bektashism continued to exist, especially in Albania. I think you might be wondering what the Bektashi Order is so far. In short, this order is a Shia mystical order established within the borders of the Ottoman Empire in the 13th century. It takes its name from Hacı Bektashi Veli. It is a Shia mystical order established within the borders of the Ottoman Empire in the 13th century. It takes its name from Hacı Bektashi Veli. Alevism, also known as Bektashism, claims to adopt a more mystical, peaceful, and tolerant interpretation of Islam. To be honest, the Bektashi Order had gained significant influence by playing an important role across different social and military strata in the Ottoman Empire. The Janissaries also adopted many traditions and rituals of the Bektashi Order. Thus, over time, this order gained extraordinary power. However, with the fall of the Ottoman Empire, the Republic of Turkey was established in 1923, marking a turning point for the order. Ataturk implemented comprehensive secularization reforms and banned all orders, including the Bektashi Order, in 1925. Because of this ban, Bektashi dervishes would either continue their semi-clandestine practices in secret or leave the country. Therefore, during this period, many Bektashi members had to migrate and sought refuge in Albania. During the reign of King Zago, the Albanian government, under the leadership of Ahmet Muhtar Bey Zaulu, who is known for his interesting political career, accepted this community and allowed them to maintain their religious beliefs and rituals. Over time, Bektashism continued to spread within the borders of Albania. In fact, today the world center of the Bektashi Order is located in Tirana, and this center provides spiritual and organizational leadership to members around the world. To be honest, the Bektashi Order had a good reputation in Albania until this issue came to light. Perhaps the Prime Minister of Albania, Rama, made statements about the need for the order to have a country, relying on this reputation. Speaking at the United Nations General Assembly held towards the end of September, Rama announced a plan to establish an independent state for the Bektashi Order, similar to the Vatican model. This plan envisions transforming an area of approximately 5 to 10 hectares in the center of Tirana, which currently includes the Bektashi World Center, to a sovereign microstate. According to the announced plan, this area will serve as a fully independent state for the order, thus earning the title of the world's smallest sovereign state. On the other hand, this microstate will also have its own administration and independent borders. It is even being discussed that the microstate could issue passports to its members, just like the Vatican does for the Catholic Church. In the continuation of his speech, Prime Minister Edi Rama stated that as someone who advocates for religious tolerance and cultural diversity, this step presents an opportunity to promote Albania as a country of tolerance. He also mentioned that the Bektashi Order could play an important role in the Islamic world, as a moderate and liberal example of Islam in Europe. So, can this plan on paper actually be realized? At this point, I want to take a closer look at the pros and cons of the project. Firstly, the potential establishment of a microstate could contribute to the support of religious tolerance. It would also be considered an important step for the preservation and continuation of the Bektashi cultural heritage. Sovereign state status could allow the order to independently preserve and develop its traditions and spiritual heritage. In addition, this state could find opportunities to expand its religious center and organize cultural events by attracting international investment and support. The Albanian government already thinks that tourism can develop thanks to this project. According to them, this new microstate in Tirana could attract tourists and believers from all over the world, just like the Vatican. But how curious would a European or a world citizen be about Bektashi? Would they visit Albania just for that? So, I'm leaving the answers and comments on these kinds of questions to you. On the other hand, there are some criticisms against this project, and these criticisms come from both certain segments of the Albanian population and international communities. As you know, Albania is a country where many different cultures and religions live together. It is among the rare countries where Muslims, Christians, and other religious communities live together relatively peacefully and tolerantly. The official recognition of the Bektashi Order as an independent state raises concerns about disrupting the fragile balance. Other religious communities and a broad segment of society criticize the project. The Muslim Union, representing the majority of the Muslim community, also views the project skeptically, calling it unnecessary. The opposition and some Christian representatives argue it violates the Albanian constitution. Recognizing the Bektashis as a separate religious community within Islam is one thing, but granting them independent land and official independence is another. This is criticized by the opposition for potentially causing societal divisions. Separating the Bektashis from the framework of Islam and recognizing them as the fourth religious community in the country is one thing, but granting them independent land and official independence is something entirely different. This situation is criticized by the opposition because it could lead to divisions within society. Because if such a thing were to happen, other religious and cultural groups might make similar demands. To be honest, if things continue this way, it could lead to a division in Albania, and a potential division in the Balkans could have a ripple effect throughout the entire region, potentially giving rise to a new war. All the reasons I've mentioned are among the obstacles that make it difficult to implement the project. However, alongside these social criticisms, there are also constitutional challenges. The Albanian constitution defines the country as one and indivisible. This is a principle that is deeply ingrained in the national identity of the country. Therefore, it will be necessary to amend the constitution to allow for the separation of any region. In order for this change to be made, it requires the support of at least 2/3 of the parliament. This is quite a challenging process. In short, to sum up the topic, the Balkans have been shaped by ethnic and religious conflicts throughout history. Therefore, the attempt to establish a new state here could reopen old wounds. For this reason, the international recognition of the new state won't be easy. On the other hand, many countries and international organizations approach religious states with skepticism. This could complicate the diplomatic processes of the Bektashi state. So, what do you think about the proposed establishment of this state? Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. By the way, we will soon pass 100,000 subscribers. If you want to support me, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I went to the Turkey-Georgia border to shoot a beautiful documentary video for the 100,000 subscriber special. This beautiful documentary will be released very soon. So, don't forget to turn on notifications. If this topic interests you and you want to watch more videos about Albania, had published 3 to 4 documentaries a few months ago as someone who visited Albania. If you want, you can also watch these videos. Thank you for listening to me up to this point. See you in the next video. Take care of yourselves, stay healthy, and in peace.